In the K-pop industry, where every movement of an artist is meticulously curated for perfection, even a slight deviation can trigger a domino effect. The case of Jungkook is a prime example. A 4 a.m. livestream, conducted under the influence of alcohol, quickly escalated from a personal misstep into a large-scale debate about the limits of authenticity in idol culture. When being real becomes a double-edged sword. The February 26 broadcast on Weverse initially seemed like a casual interaction between Jungkook and fans. However, it gradually spiraled out of control. Unfiltered language, defensive reactions toward fans, obscene gestures, and emotionally charged confessions about personal pressure. What stands out is that Jungkook did not deny his actions. Instead, he acknowledged them as a part of his true self. This statement struck at the heart of the controversy. To what extent can an idol afford to be authentic? In the K-pop ecosystem, authenticity is not merely a personal value, it is tightly regulated. The public does not only consume the music of BTS, but also their carefully constructed image. When Jungkook disrupted that structure, a strong backlash was almost inevitable. A 4 a.m. apology, strategy or instinct? In the early hours of April 8, Jungkook returned to Weverse with a lengthy and layered apology. He neither fully admitted fault nor avoided responsibility. He promised to be more mindful, yet maintained that his actions were not entirely wrong. This was not a conventional K-pop apology, where idols typically take full accountability. Instead, Jungkook adopted a hybrid approach, acknowledging the negative impact while preserving his individuality. This nuance made the apology just as controversial as the incident itself. For some fans, it felt refreshingly sincere. For many others, it signaled a lack of maturity, suggesting that a global star had not fully grasped the weight of his influence. Invisible pressure before a comeback. The incident cannot be separated from its timing. BTS was preparing for a comeback with the album Erang. During such a sensitive period, every action by a member can directly affect the group's overall strategy. During the livestream, Jungkook repeatedly sighed and described feeling suffocated by pressure. This detail is crucial, as it reveals a rarely discussed reality. Even global superstars face immense psychological strain. The expectations of millions of fans, the pressure to maintain status, and relentless schedules create an environment where a moment of letting go can occur naturally. The problem, however, is that the public does not interpret it as a reflex, but as a fault. A divided fandom, a sign of transition. The reaction within ARMY, the famously unified fandom, revealed a clear divide. One side supported Jungkook, viewing his behavior as an honest expression of his true self, even praising his openness about past smoking habits and his effort to quit. The other side, arguably the majority, expressed disappointment. They criticized his lack of control and worried about the long-term image of Jungkook and the group. This division reflects a broader trend. K-pop audiences are evolving. They are beginning to question authenticity rather than simply consuming perfect idols. Yet paradoxically, when authenticity exceeds acceptable limits, the backlash becomes even stronger. The fragile line between human and icon. Jungkook's situation is more than a scandal, it is a stress test for a larger question: how much can an artist truly be themselves while simultaneously serving as a global symbol? In his apology, Jungkook stated that he is not a typical public figure. This may be a sincere admission, but it is also a risky one. In reality, his position as a member of BTS inherently makes him a role model for millions. Thus, this incident is not just a personal stumble, it signals cracks in the traditional idol system. As a new generation of artists seeks greater authenticity while audiences cling to established expectations, conflict becomes inevitable. Conclusion: a misstep or a turning point? Is this a mistake that will damage Jungkook's image? Or is it the beginning of a new era, where idols are allowed to be imperfect? The answer likely depends on how Jungkook and BTS move forward from here. But one thing is certain, that controversial livestream has forced both the industry and its audience to confront an uncomfortable truth, that behind the glamour, idols are human, and authenticity, while valuable, can sometimes be the most dangerous trait of all.